Howdy folks, and welcome to the Bee's Knees. As you can see today, I'm shining bright like an angel. Couple of curtain problems, but it's gonna be fixed, don't worry. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys the WZ-120-1-FT. It is a T-Way Chinese tank destroyer. It's a tank that a tank on which I never really had a great opinion, because the gun handling on this particular tank is quite derpy. If you tried it before, yeah, the gun is quite derpy. Like, it takes a lot of time to aim, and it doesn't have a turret, you know. So those are two drawbacks that don't really do me much justice, to put it like that. If you noticed, we're on Westfield. Of course, I gotta check the map because I never remember the map names. Yeah, I got over 100,000 battles in this game, and I still can't remember the map names. It's weird. We're on Westfield, and as a tank destroyer on Westfield, you probably noticed people tend to stay a lot and snipe from positions like G1F1 here. Well, I'm not saying that it's particularly bad. I'm just saying you're probably not using the full potential of your tank, right? If you stay in these positions here, like around the middle, you can shoot, you know, the left side of the map. You can shoot the middle of the buildings, and you can also shoot like the field, where mediums like to go and camp all the time. So, you know, I'm not saying it's wrong, but sitting in a position like this, you could definitely increase your potential on a tank. We got a lovely T-54 like trying to advance on the outer side now for some reason. Well, unlucky for him, this thing has a very good DPM, right? Since we're gonna talk about the advantage of this tank too, it has 440 alpha damage with very good penetration for a T-Way tank, 248, and very good DPM, like I said. So I think that's why a lot of people like this tank. Amazing DPM. Also, you know, it's supposed to have some trollish armor, angles which, quite frankly, for me, they never really work. But I guess you do get the occasional bounce with this tank, right? So that's why people like it. Me, still like in between. I sort of like it and I don't. Well, yeah. As far as equipment goes on this particular tank, I'm using a rotation device, optics, and gun rammer. I kind of stopped using enhanced gun aim drive on tank destroyers for a long time. Even though if you're playing a tank that has very, very bad gun handling, it could potentially still work on this one too, right? It can definitely work. The aim time is terrible. But, you know, enhanced gun aim driving doesn't really work when you're moving your tank, but rotation device does. And considering this tank has a pretty narrow gun arc, like how much you can like move your gun left and right, well, yeah, I'd rather go with rotation device, in my opinion. You got a lovely Somo there trying to like go on the exterior again, but auto aim just didn't cut it. Like, you definitely need to aim a lot with this. Snapshots, well, forget about snapshots when you're playing this tank, right? In any case, I've talked too much about the tank. My team has pretty much won the top side. So now I'm going to decide to actually push in towards the middle of the map. Right, it's like not too exciting. You do snipe in the position here I was, like G5. And if you know, in the end, win the hill, you're supposed to like advance through the buildings if possible, or yeah, advance towards the field. In our case, our team won the top side, so I'm gonna try to go clean the city first, because they still have a couple of tanks left somewhere on the 9-0 line. It only makes sense that I go and you know, kill whatever's left. And I believe our Somoa is quite busy with other stuff, so I can just go behind nicely, yoink, and take the damage. Also, if you noticed, I did try quite a couple of blind shots, as I will explain about the tank, in those bushes where the Centurion is, right? So now I'm gonna try to just YOLO for it, because the game is kinda over, and surprise, surprise, random VK coming out of nowhere. When you see random VK coming out of nowhere, what can you do? Well, the most sensible thing any self-respecting tanker can. You shoot the first or the last wheel of the sprocket, right? In case you don't know which those are. this one or this one, well, I can't move too much because it doesn't have a turret. This one and the one in the front, because when you do that, you're gonna detrack the tank. It works every time, unless you got a gun that's like super low caliber. You're gonna detrack the tank and you're gonna do damage at the same time, which is huge. What does that mean for us? Well, it pretty much means that I can actually circle this VK in a turretless TD. Why? Because he's slow and I'm a bit faster and I detracked him. If I hadn't done that, then the story would have been very different. But yet again, here we are. We managed to slap a T-8 heavy tank. And I'm just gonna keep advancing towards the rest of the tanks left. Because every time when it's the end of the game and, you know, the possibility of winning is very, very, very high, you should just go for it, YOLO it, you know. I particularly don't care if I'm gonna lose my HP as long as I go and I manage to get more damage. I really don't care if I die like dying with my tank, doesn't matter to me at all. But if I can get more damage, it's super good. I got spotted right now, so it means the Borask is somewhere in these bushes. And unfortunately for him, he actually started shooting. So I slapped him. What else are you gonna do, right? Yeah, all we gotta do is go for the T10 really quick and finish this, get some more damage. I can still take a shot from him, so... unless he high rolls, of course. So I should be able to like kill the T10 with no problem whatsoever. Going back to what I said, you should always like YOLO when the chances to win are very high. True. I also had like particular games where I derped and we kind of lost because I did that, but you know, only do it in situations where you're 99% sure you're gonna win. Okay? Like this. I YOLO'd and I managed to get like what, 2k extra damage? Easily. Alrighty folks, let's go into the results right now. We got a nice ace tanker with our WZ. We also managed to rack up a high caliber medal. We managed to get 4,965 damage with this tank, so quite a couple of our blind shots did went through in those bushes. 3 kills, 1,479 XP, base XP that is. We also managed to rack up a small amount of assist damage, 722. Was probably from the detracking of the WZ, or most likely. And in the end we managed to make 113k profit. I didn't have any boosters on. Well, for the amount of damage I got 5k, I'd say, you know, it's a pretty decent amount. It's not a bad money maker, it's just very situational of a tank, right? It doesn't have a turret, the gun handling's not the best. There's not so many maps on which this tank would work. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. Well, that pretty much concludes our video for the day. You guys let me know what you think about the WZ in the comments below. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Are you happy with the tank? And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Until next time, my fellow tankers, have a good one. Take care.